Hi everyone, I'm Rich. Welcome to the Rich Life Studio. I had a bunch of questions from people asking about my slightly crazy looking dumbbells. So I thought I'd do a video, tell you about them and maybe tell you about your options if you're looking to build a home gym and you're wondering what you do about dumbbells. So, option one, if you've ever been to a public gym, you'll see a huge rack of dumbbells. They'll range from about 2 kilograms up to 50 kilograms if your gym is big enough, and they'll go up in about 2 kilogram increments. So this gets you a really quick turnover time. If you're doing an exercise with light weights, finished with them, you're moving on to heavy weights. You simply put the weights back, you pick up the heavy weights, you crack on. The drawbacks, takes up loads of space, and not to mention it's mega expensive. So on the other end of the scale, you've got simple dumbbell bars, and you basically get free weights that you put onto the bars to make it into the weight that you need. Now those things will look like a smaller version of this. So you'll get the thick bit on the end, you'll get a thin bit in the middle that you grip, and then you'll get another thick bit on the end. And it'll be about the size of this thing. So, as you can see, you put weights like this on, and then you normally slide something like this on to keep it in place. Some of the bars come with a screw mechanism, and you have to screw it all the way from the end right up to the weight to keep it in place. They can be a bit tedious and they can be a bit slow. Bear in mind that when you've got dumbbells, you will have two. So when you're sorting out the weights, you're going to have to sort the weights out on one side, you're going to have to sort the weights out on the other side, you're going to have to move to your next dumbbell, sort the weights out one side, sort the weights out the other side. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're moving from low weights to high weights, you're having to take all the weights off, put weights back on again. If you have to change weights, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times in a workout, then you can spend 5, 10, 15 minutes just changing weights. That's not something that I want to be doing at 5:30 in the morning, I can tell you. So, the drawbacks with the single bar, you basically lose the flexibility and the speed of flipping between a light exercise and a heavy exercise, or even just 2 exercises that require 2 different weights, to be honest. And it's very easy to lose your flow in the workout, and it just drags your workout time on. So what else do you have? You have the option of mechanical adjustable dumbbells. I'll just say you can also get digital adjustable dumbbells, but they are mega expensive, so I'm not going to talk about them right now. But these things are mechanical adjustable dumbbells. So what do we get with this? We get a massive, massive, massive space save. As you can see, that is it. I've got 2 of them, so we double that. Fits pretty much anywhere in the gym, doesn't take up any space hardly, and it allows space for other stuff or movement. So that's a massive plus, especially in a home gym where obviously for most people space will be limited. what else do you get? Well, you also get rapid change over time from one weight to the next. It's not quite as quick as the rack of dumbbells, but it's pretty damn close. Let me show you. $11 kilograms, a quick twist of the dial, lift the weight, and I've got 11 kilograms. You can see the dial releases the weight that it doesn't need for the number that's been selected, and it holds on to the weight that it does need. So change over time. Let's see what 40 looks like. Quick twist of the dial, and you get 40. So these range from 5 kilograms up to 40 kilograms in increments of 2 and sometimes 3. And just to complete the set, let's go for something in the middle. $25 kilograms, just like that, and away you go. You can see that it's left the weight that it doesn't need here, and it's picked up the weight for the number. So all in all, that saves me loads of time during my workouts, especially at 5:30 in the morning when I'm tired and I just need to get it done. I don't want to be faffing around with weights, changing them left, right and centre. I already need to do that for the barbell and also for bar curls if that's what I'm doing. So to do it for the dumbbells as well would take up quite a lot of time. So that's what they are. There are a couple of drawbacks. So one drawback is the handle. Rather than just being a circular bar, they've kind of made it a little square with rounded edges. I guess they've done this to make it easier to grip, but it's kind of backfired. If you pick the weight up, particularly when it's heavy, in fact really only when it's heavy, if the weight just moves a little bit in your hand, you can get one of those edges just digging in a bit, and because it's heavy, it can be a little bit painful. I think if you do hold it right and it doesn't slide in your hand, it's absolutely fine. So it's not a massive deal. The other slight annoyance can be putting the weight back after you've picked it up. So you need to line the weight up with the gaps that are left in the dock. I'll show you what I mean. So this is 32 kilograms, and you'll see that when I go to put it back, because it's quite heavy, particularly if it's at the end of your workout and you start to get fatigued, your grip gets a bit funny. It might go this way, it might go that way, it might twist, and if it does any of those things, it becomes a lot harder to just put in place. So if I lift that like that, you can see if it drops there, then it's going to be awkward, or if it drops like that, it's going to be awkward to put back. As you can see, if it doesn't do any of those things and you don't get mega tired and your grip's fine, it's not an issue. So we go up, we go down, and it goes back in relatively easily. I'm picking at it a little bit. The last thing, two more things actually. One of them, I mean, it's not a big deal, but you can't throw these things around. It's a mechanical unit. It's a mechanical unit, and the unit decides what it's going to grip onto and what it's going to leave behind. And as such, if you start throwing this thing around, you're going to damage the mechanics and it's not going to work. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for people to be throwing weights around anyway. If you've been to a public gym, you've probably seen it. Some beastie guy slamming out chest press, getting to his last few sets, slam down the weights, and a big roar for effect. Not necessary. I mean, fine, give out a little roar every now and again, but there's just no need to slam the weights down. If you need to slam them down, then they're probably too heavy for you. Either that or get someone to help. And the last slight, not drawback, but just something to bear in mind. Once again, if you lift the weight, you absolutely must not twist the dial when the dumbbell is not in the dock. When you twist the dial, as I've said before, it lets go of weight and it picks up weight. The dumbbell doesn't know that it's not in the dock, so it doesn't know that the weight isn't supported. So if you start twisting this while it's out of the dock, the weight can and will fall. So absolutely do not twist the dial when it's not in the dock. And that's it. Hopefully that explains what these slightly bizarre looking things are and why I decided to buy them. What they do for me, they save me time, they save me a bit of money, and they definitely save me space. If you've got any more questions, leave a comment. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and get it done.